Aloha. This is for the final research. I decided to research on the steel pan. So, what is a steel pan? Steel pans, also known as steel drums or pans, and sometimes collectively with other musicians as a steel band or orchestra, is a musical instrument originating from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And to the left is the map that locates Trinidad and Tobago. As you can see, it's located in the Caribbean. Steel pan musicians are called panists. And for some of us, steel pan may be something that is unfamiliar. Maybe some of us have never heard the instrument or the name of the instrument, and maybe when you actually listen and watch to the instrument being played, you will think, oh, I've seen this before, or I've heard this before, because it is pretty famous. It is worldly known. Okay, so this is a clip just showing the steel pan and the sound of it. So we're able to see the steel pan and how it's being played. So we're going to continue to learn what a steel pan is. The modern pan is chromatically pitched percussion instrument made from 55-gallon drums that formerly contained oil and substances like oil. Most of the times they would use oil drums, oil containers. Drum refers to the steel drum containers from which the pans are made. The steel drum is more correctly called a steel pan or pan as it falls into the idiophone family of instruments. And so sometimes it's mistaken as actual drums, but it's not. It's not a membranophone, but it's an idiophone. The pan is struck using a pair of straight sticks tipped with rubber. So you can see in the picture, the one below, you can see the sticks and also the rubber on the side. So the size and type of rubber tip varies according to the class of pan being played. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about the origins of the steel pan. So the first instruments developed in the evolution of steel pans were tambu bamboos. They were tunable sticks made of bamboo wood. These were hit onto the ground and with other sticks in order to produce sound. So we have something similar in Polynesia. If some of us might be familiar with the terua in the Fiji Islands. They have an instrument, musical instrument. It's bamboo cut and they pound it on the ground and use it as an instrument. Okay, so it's something similar to that. The tambu bamboo bands also included percussion of a gin bottle and spoon. By the mid-1930s, bits of metal percussion were being used in the tambu bamboo bands. The first probably being either the automobile brake hub iron or the biscuit drum boom. The former replaced the gin bottle and spoon, and the latter the bass bamboo that was pounded on the ground. So by the 1930s, their occasional all-straight bands were seen at carnivals, and by 1940 it had become the preferred carnival accompaniment of young underprivileged men. The 55-gallon oil drum was used to make steel pans from around 1947, and the Trinidad All-Street Percussion Orchestra, or TASPO, formed to attend the Festival of Britain in 1951, which was the first steel band whose instruments were all made from oil drums. So you can see how steel drums evolved and where it originated from. It was simple, bamboo making noises when you struck it on the ground. It evolved into actually something similar to a drum. Okay, so steel drums may look really simple, but it's not as simple as we would like it to be for some of us who actually want to learn how to play steel pans. Okay, so this is how steel pans are made. Steel pans are built using sheet metal with thickness between 0.8 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter. Traditionally, steel pans have been built from used oil barrels. So, but nowadays, many instruments makers do not rely on used steel containers and get the resonance bodies manufactured according to their preferences and technical specifications. In our first step, a sheet metal will be stretched into a bowl shape. This is commonly known as sinking. This process is usually done with hammers, manually, or with the help of air pressure. The note pattern is then marked onto the surface, and the notes of different sizes are shaped and molded into the surface. After the tempering, the notes have to be softened and tuned, which is the initial tuning. Then, the softening is part of its initial tuning process. The technician will use the best possible tuning device to get the right notes for each of the playing areas into the pitch that is wanted. So, what this means is that when they tune the steel pan, it doesn't produce just one sound, but it produces many. Like we saw in the video, the musician, he was striking many different places of the pan, producing different sounds. This is done when it's being made, they tune it and create the different sounds, but it's not simple as just hitting the pan and being able to play one song. There are many different notes on the steel pans that you are able to play, and that's why it's a little more than just simply hitting the steel pan. And often, when you're tuning, they will use an electronic tuner called a strobe to assist the tuning of the steel pan. And on the right is the picture of a maker actually using a strobe to tune a steel pan. Okay, so like we already talked about, steel pans have been evolving and still is evolving. The newest steel pan, or the most evolved steel pan, is the electronic steel pan, which was invented by Salmon Cube. But still we see more of the original steel pans being used and played today. And so you can see the pan family. There are a lot of something that is similar to the steel pans. So this is a list of them. So steel pans are pretty big, pretty famous. We had a privilege of having a group of BYU Hawaii students perform steel pans. I think it was this winter semester a couple months ago, and they performed all kinds of music. Bands that perform all year round, both Trinidad and in the so-called pan diaspora, have long prided themselves on being able to perform many types of music, particularly Latin and jazz numbers, film music, and other popular tunes. So they don't just play music that is traditional to them, Caribbean music, but they play all kinds of music. They have a tradition of performing classical music on pan, which dates back to 1946, both in calypso tempo, known as the bomb, and straight, generally in concert or music festival contexts. In these contexts, accuracy and faithfulness of the original are highly prized. So they actually do have competitions of steel pans to see, you know, to measure their performances. And like I said, there are groups of performers, musicians that play the steel pans that go around the world and play not only traditional Caribbean music, but all kinds of music, Latin music, jazz music, film music. You'll hear some famous tunes played on the pan, popular tunes. Um, they're able to play a lot of music because a pan produces many, many different sounds. And also, like we talked about it, um, they're able to play classical music as well. So, this is my research that I have done about the steel pans, and I hope you get to listen to more of their music because it is quite fascinating. Um, maybe if you haven't heard it before, it might take you a while to get used to the sound of the steel pan because it's a quite unique sound. So thank you so much for listening and mahalo.